Once they realize, hey, this is really the bridge hedge of Babylon. It's no longer, conscience. She has her view and she has her followers. Let's not disturb the church too much here. No, if it's Babylon, which it is, action must be taken. Discipline must be taken. I wondered greatly. This is interesting. The conference is about the person of Jesus, that is Christology in the book of Revelation, and what I've been doing is showing how it's related to pastoral and practical needs of the believers in the churches of Revelation, also how it relates to the doctrine of inspiration, and how it relates to how you interpret the book of Revelation, this revelation of Jesus Christ, who is so Christologically expanded upon later in the book. In chapter 1 and verse 1, where it says, this is the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave to him to show to his servants what must come to pass quickly, and he sent it, and he signified it by his angel, he communicated it by his angel, he made it clear by his angel, he made it known by his angel. There are a number of interpretations of this word, which is semino in Greek. So the question there is, there's so many translations of that word, semino in Greek. How do we know what it means? Because it does affect how we approach the book. Now, a popular approach to the book is that you interpret the book of Revelation literally. That means try to see how it's related first to physical realities, and then when you can't do that, then you take the images figuratively. For example, like the two witnesses in chapter 11, the fire coming forth from their mouth is literal fire. That's a literalist approach. And so the literalist will then take this word, semino, which can be translated made known or just communicated. They'll take it in a general way and say, well, what's the nature of that communication, of that making known? Well, it's literal. And occasionally you get, in a minor way, figures of speech, images, figurative symbols. But in fact, among all those translations that we just gave that are possible for that word semino, we're pretty sure what it means, which rendering is best. I think it's signify or communicate by symbols. Why do I think that? Because chapter 1 and verse 1 is a clear allusion to Daniel 2, 28, 29, and 45, where it talks about the revelation that was given to Nebuchadnezzar and of what must come to pass quickly, and even the word in verse 45, semino, is used there. And so the question is, what does semino mean there? Does it mean make known, communicate, make clear, or signify, communicate by symbols? So we have the same problem in Daniel, but it doesn't last long as a problem because we know the image, the figure, the vision given to Nebuchadnezzar was a vision of a statue in 4 sections, and the stone was cut out and smashed it, and then God's kingdom grew and filled the earth. We know that vision doesn't have a one-to-one correspondence with physical reality. Otherwise, it would be like an ancient Godzilla film where Godzilla's walking and wreaking havoc through New York City. That's not the idea. The idea is sort of like, Russia's called a bear, Democrats a donkey, Republicans an elephant, and so those don't correspond to physical reality. They're symbols, and so likewise, the image of the statue was about kingdoms that would arise and fall, and God's kingdom would eventually take over, so that it's pretty clear what semino means there at the end. O King, God has seminoed this to you. It's a communication by symbols. If John is understanding the Old Testament, that allusion he's making, if he's taking the theme from Daniel, then yeah, it's going to be a communication by symbols and not just general communication or making known. And so this popular approach, interpret the book of Revelation literally unless you're forced to take it symbolically, should be turned on its head. Interpret it symbolically unless you're forced to take it literally. And as I mentioned, one of my students many years ago said, well, in my church, if you take the book of Revelation literally, if you don't take it literally, then you're a liberal. And my response was, because I interpret Revelation 1:1 literally, that semino literally means, because of its use in Daniel, communicate by symbols, then really, because I take 1:1 literally, we should interpret the majority of the book symbolically.